Building confidence as an entrepreneur is one of the most important skills you can develop. Without entrepreneurial confidence, you run the risk of having an unstable mindset, making costly decisions, and comparing yourself to other people. Three things that can crush your entrepreneurial spirit and make you feel like giving up. But the good news is there are 7 psychological secrets that you can learn to build more confidence as an entrepreneur or a freelancer. And in this video, I'll help you understand each one so that you can develop a strong mindset and succeed on your career journey. So, psychological secret number 1 to building more confidence is to sit down and get clear on what's most important to you. So, in other words, this is your vision. Having a vision is, in my opinion, the most crucial step to any entrepreneurial journey. And the reason being is because when you have a clear vision around what you want your life to look like, then you don't let other people get in the way. So, one of the things with confidence is if you go out to try and succeed in a certain area or build a business in a certain area that's not really aligned with what you want to do, then anytime you come up against challenge, you'll have that feeling of wanting to give up. And that feeling of wanting to give up, and if you do end up giving up or stopping or whatever, or even failing, then you take that on yourself and you see you as being a failure, and your confidence starts to drop. And it doesn't matter how much you keep trying to get yourself back up again and use willpower and force and persistence. If you're doing something that really isn't aligned with your true values, your heart, and that it inspires you every day, then essentially you're just going to keep losing confidence, keep dropping in confidence. So, number 1 is to make sure that you sit down, take the time to write down how do you want your life to look like. And this is in various different areas. It could be your finances, your family, your relationships, what clients you want to work with, where do you want to work in the world, for example. Do you want to travel? Do you want to work in an office? Start to build a vision plan for your life and what you want it is to look like, because this is number 1 step to building confidence as an entrepreneur. Psychological secret number 2 to building confidence is to set inspiring goals based around what's most important to you. So now that you have a vision plan for what you want your life to look like, it's time to set some actionable goals, some concrete goals around that vision plan. So this is where you can actually figure out, all right, how much income do I want to generate? Do I want to build a business and become the most renowned entrepreneur in a certain area? Do I want to create some new innovation that has never been created before? Whatever it is that is most important to you in this vision plan, now you can start to break it down into inspiring goals. And as I mentioned in point number 1, this is crucial to confidence, because when you set goals that are aligned with what's most important to you, then you start to ignite the inspiration and you are willing to face challenges. And this is absolutely important. I want you to really, really understand this. When challenge comes your way and you have goals that are aligned with what's most important to you, you don't let them affect you. You don't let them sideswipe you. You go, well, it's just part of being an entrepreneur. You understand that it's part of being an entrepreneur. You accept and embrace challenge. Those entrepreneurs who are out there doing things just for money, just for fame, just because someone else told them how to do something, they should be doing something, then I can guarantee you they will not last in this game. So, number 2, the second psychological secret to building confidence as an entrepreneur is to set actionable, concrete goals that are in alignment with what's most important to you. Psychological secret number 3 to building confidence is to seek challenges that are aligned with your goals and what's most important to you. When you are an entrepreneur and you want to build more confidence, it's crucial to actually seek challenges that are inspiring to you, because when you overcome those specific challenges that are in alignment with what's most important, then you develop self-worth. How many times, or has this ever happened to you, where you've achieved something and you've kind of felt like, oh, well, that wasn't really that great. You're expecting a little bit more. You're expecting to feel something more out of achieving that. You just didn't. The reason being is because you probably were achieving something that wasn't really that important to you. You might have been doing it for somebody else to make them happy. And that is very, very common. Okay, so Point number three, psychological secret number three to building more confidence as an entrepreneur or a freelancer is to seek out challenges that inspire you, okay, that you actually really truly desire to achieve. Psychological secret number four to building more confidence is to serve your clients at the highest level, and you'll be rewarded for it. So this is pretty straightforward. As an entrepreneur or a freelancer, it's absolutely vital to be thinking of every single client the same. It doesn't matter whether you feel like or perceive one client as being more supportive or more challenging. It's absolutely crucial to treat them all the same and serve them at the highest level. Sometimes you might have a task or a project that one day you just really don't feel like doing. Well, you've got to use that time in the beginning to start to link that to your vision, to your mission, and say, how is this task actually serving me? Because as you start to serve your clients more at the highest level, then they start to feel that. And then what happens is when they start to feel like they're getting their needs met and they're getting satisfied with the results, then they start to refer you to other clients and your business can start to grow that way. Instead of having to pour money and time into cold marketing, going out there trying to find business, you actually start to get business coming to you. And that comes from really right down to the basics of serving your clients at the highest level. So when your clients start to get results, then you start to feel more valued as well, and your self-worth starts to grow. So this is not something that you'll hear too often because it's not sexy. It's not, some crazy, mindset trick or something like that. No, this is just basics of business, is serving your clients at the highest level. Because when you do, then, as I mentioned, your self-confidence grows because you start to see how satisfied they are with the job that you've done. Psychological secret number 5 to building confidence is silence negativity by writing 30 benefits to every failure. So as entrepreneurs and freelancers, it's inevitable that we're going to face challenge. Sometimes these challenges are expected, and sometimes, most times, they surprise us. They're unexpected. And oftentimes when a challenge hits us, say we lose a client, we lose a deal, we do a project, we hand it in, and it's not up to scratch, or whatever it is that you might face in your entrepreneurial career and freelancing career, then these challenges can make us feel negative in terms of emotions. We can go into sadness, or we can go into depression, or we can go into anxiety about the future. All of these negative emotions are simply feedback for us to get back into equilibrium, back into balance. And there's a technique for doing this. There's a technique for silencing this negativity, which can be very draining on you emotionally and start to fill your mind and take up time and space in your mind, which then slows you down and stops you from doing other important things and just basically just moving on with your life, with your career. So this technique I learned from my mentor, Dr. John DeMartini. And this technique is to write 30 benefits every time you experience a perceived failure. So when something doesn't go right for you, then you sit down and actually write down 30 benefits, because as you do, you start to balance yourself emotionally. So think of a challenge that you recently faced that pulled you down into negative emotional states, okay? And when you're thinking about that challenge and that perceived failure, I want you to really think, pause this video if you have to. I want you to start to write down what were the benefits of that happening, okay? Either at the time or after it happened. Some examples might be that the client that you were working with, you didn't really honestly feel like you resonated with them, or maybe it led to finding another client that was even more enjoyable to work with, or maybe that failure forced you to learn a new skill. This is absolutely vital to sit down and take the time to write down at least 30, okay? The more negative the challenge is or the failure is, the more benefits you're going to have to write, because that way you're going to get yourself back into balance. Okay, and this is absolutely fantastic for increasing your confidence, because if you go down into the negative emotional states and you don't pull yourself back up, then, as I mentioned before, you can start to fill your time and space inside your mind with this challenge and whatever happened, and then you can start to erode your confidence quite significantly. But being able to see the benefits in the perceived failures helps you to balance yourself emotionally, and then from there you say, wow, I actually really grew from that. And when you can see that clearly, then your confidence grows significantly. So that is psychological secret number 5. Psychological secret number 6 is succeed doing what's most important to you, and your confidence will skyrocket. As you develop and grow in your entrepreneurial journey and your freelancing career, what you've probably experienced is the more you actually succeed in the things that are most important to you, the more your self-worth grows. Okay? So as I mentioned and touched on earlier before, if you are setting goals and achieving things that are really not that important to you, then sometimes it can feel like you're almost sort of stuck in the same place. Okay, and I think we've all been there in that part of our entrepreneurial and freelance journeys. We kind of feel like things are just moving along super slow and nothing's really happening. You're not really growing and developing. And the reason being for that is you're probably not setting goals that are really aligned with your highest values, and then forcing you to step up and grow and achieve bigger and bigger things and go to higher and higher levels. So the more you do that and the more you succeed, then the more you develop that confidence, and then the more you start to take measured risks. Okay, and by risks, I mean measured risks, not like crazy risks or big, huge financial decisions that you're just not able to make at that time. I'm talking about you start to say, well, I want to work with the biggest clients and the biggest whale clients out there in my particular industry. So you actually start to think, no, I've developed enough results here. I've got enough under my belt. I've got enough experience. I'm actually going to figure out a way to get in contact with this particular client or whatever it is that I've been wanting to contact. And then from there, with that confidence, you actually go out and try and contact them. Now, going back to a couple of points, if you don't succeed, then that doesn't matter. You can do all the benefits and write the benefits to balance yourself out. But then you keep going and keep moving forwards until eventually you do succeed, and then all of a sudden your career can change in an instant. Okay, so succeeding in alignment with what's most important to you is number 6, because that will help to skyrocket your confidence. Psychological secret number 7 is stick with your vision long enough and confidence is inevitable. So what this means is essentially just stay the course. If you are in entrepreneurship and freelancing and you're very new, then a lot of the time it might feel overwhelming, like you've got a long way to go before you will achieve what it is that you really want to achieve. Everyone's been there. That's just part of the journey. If you've been on the journey for a little bit longer, you might feel like things are a little bit slow and you're kind of grinding away and you're not really getting to where you want to get to. Well, I've addressed that in this video, what you can do to start to grow and take on bigger challenges to make sure that they are aligned with what's most important to you. But the most important part of all of this is just staying the course, okay? Have a clear vision for where you want to go, refine your vision, but if you can just stick with it long enough, you will eventually make it there, because most other people will drop off. They won't have that persistence or that confidence to keep going. So if you just keep going and stick with it, then eventually you'll just start to build a level of confidence where you'll just know that no matter what challenge you face, you know how to turn it into a benefit. You'll start to look at your results and you'll just start to feel this sense of, yeah, I know I can do this. And your confidence will turn to certainty. And when you are in a state of certainty, then that is really one of the most empowered states that you can possibly be in. So psychological secret number 7 is just stay the course, and you will be one of the very few entrepreneurs and freelancers that do so, and your confidence will skyrocket from there. So thanks for watching the video today. I hope that these 7 psychological secrets to building confidence have helped you on your entrepreneurial and freelancing journey. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments section below. If you have any others that you want to add, then also put them in the comments. I would love to hear them. And if you enjoyed today's video, please hit the thumbs up button and more importantly, the subscribe button, because there's going to be plenty more content coming your way on this channel for freelance entrepreneurship. And I want to make sure that you get all of that content. So thank you for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.